Emerson, I know you've been an Ambit consultant for a while, a good entrepreneur for a while, man. A lot of people who are looking for a miniature side gig, come on now, everyone's looking for a little side hustle.
Mm-hmm.
And what would you tell them? What would you truly tell them? Certain questions. Say these are certain questions you got to ask yourself before you go into this entrepreneurial life that is truly sometimes unknown. The business plan is kind of written on paper. You have the roadmap, but none of the roadmaps are actually straight. So what should they ask themselves to prepare them for an entrepreneurial life?
Well, I mean, coming from, I was not an entrepreneur. I mean, I worked in construction for 15 years, and then after that switched to, being a personal trainer.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't work with people. So the first thing for me was like, okay, how much is the investment, right? So that's one of the questions that I would ask, okay, am I able to, is the investment, the return going to be, suffice, right?
Yeah.
So how much is it? And when am I going to get my return, right? That's one of the questions that I would tell a new person, ask yourself that, right? And then one of the other things that I did was, I prayed, right?
Amen. Amen. Every day. Jesus Christ, our Lord, man.
Is this for me, right? Show me the way, right? I know some consultants, have waited for 3 days, right? Just like, in the Bible, right? So it's, I think that's one of the questions that I would ask, right? And I would tell someone, right? Hey, look into this, like, how is it, how is this structured?
Yeah.
Is the company, look, do your research.
Yeah.
Right? Do your research in the company and you will find out all the answers, right? Don't Google it. Go to the actual, Vistra, Ambit, go to their websites and, research their history.
Just say they got the C number, okay? Let's say they started and, hey, I got my first C number. I'm going to Power Zoom, get certification. They're done with the certification. They're taking the first step, Emerson. What advice would you tell them? Hey, this is what you got to do. This what are you looking forward to?
Well, we're going to set up a meeting. That's the first thing, right? I like interaction. I like one-on-ones. I don't like doing Zooms, even though that we can utilize that tool now, especially when someone's out of town or anything. But I like meeting face-to-face because it's more personable.
Yeah.
I can show you and I can, help you to make calls there. Hey, we're going to call your family member, a brother, a sister, just someone to get your money back.
Yeah.
Right? Because you invested, your time and your money into a business, I'm going to help you get your money back, right?
Get your money back.
So the quickest, we have this sheet called 72-hour sheet, and you can get it on teamambit.com, right? And Kevin and Rose did this sheet for a reason. It's just a checklist, like if you're going to a job and you starting a job, you get a checklist of to-do lists, right?
Yeah.
And you start checking everything off. Right? So soon as the first thing you do, you start getting your consultant website, you get all the numbers to it, you start doing your list and it's just perfect, man. Because as soon as you complete it, you made your money back and, by that time you should have at least 2 consultants in your business.
Yeah. Make the business grow. Have team members that's there.
Yeah. So it's pretty amazing. That's what we do to start getting success, because with that, they start making you start getting their belief going, right? Because they're making...
What makes them believe it better?
And their money back.
Oh, get the money, bro. Show me the money.
Show me the money. Like Jerry Maguire, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, you get your money back and it's like, okay, how do I make some more?
Make some more.
Right? All right, well, let me show you how to make some more, right? And then you just start building it and start duplicating that.
Yeah, I tell him, man, it's just nothing silences a room better than a check in your hands.
Oh, my goodness. That's nothing excites someone that, hey, this is actually real.
Yeah.
Right? I got a check.
Yeah. And then, I tell people, Ambit's not a charity center. It's not a volunteer work. It's a business. And we want them to really build their business, make sure they get some income so they can have their life a little bit of breath of fresh air in their lives and their financial.
That's right.
And, holidays coming up. Christmas presents, like mom and dad want X, Y, and Z. You're like, oh my goodness. And their parents think of dollar signs. And all of us, if you're consulting, you think of customers and get those camp bonuses.
That's right. I love it. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's that belief level that as soon as they get their money, they start getting checked. And, make sure that they get a check every single week.
Yeah.
If they're getting a check every single week, then their business is growing.
Yeah.
So, and then after that, their monthly income starts growing. So,
True.
right? So, I mean, you don't even have to work for the monthly income. You work for that weekly income.
And by default, right?
By default, you get that monthly income, man. I love it.
Yeah, me too. Pound it again. Yeah. Hey, one of the things, like, during the journey, man, everything, when people think to start a business, they think like, hey, go online, smile, and they're walking through a park with butterflies flying everywhere, right? In your journey, truly the journey to your success, and you've made over $1 million in it, man. From your journey to success, let's keep it raw, keep it real. Let's not talk about your highlights. Let's talk about your lows right now. What has been your biggest failure in Ambit, and how did you, what do you learn from it?
Man, I don't think it was a failure. I think it was just a struggle, a minor, wall that we had, minor plateau, just like in fitness, right? Your body's not changing, but you're trying to find that niche to just break through, right? And once you break through, then your whole body starts changing, right? So, it was that was the same thing in Ambit, right? You try to get momentum, and you hear these leaders say, hey, make sure you get this momentum. But then that momentum just comes to a halt sometimes, whether it's, the holidays that are coming, and slows down a little bit for whatever reason, right? And that was our biggest challenge. How do you keep these, consultants, these people motivated to get a check every single day? Right? I mean, every single week, right? So that was the challenge right there.
Yeah.
How do we keep it going, right? And we're always trying to figure it out. We're always trying to overthink it. And, it's just going out there doing the exact same thing, the fundamentals of Ambit Energy, right? Hey, try to get 1 consultant, 2 customers, and that'll get you a payday, and try to, because as we go, as our business grows, we tend to forget that, right? We tend to forget the fundamentals of what Ambit is about, right? And it's just going out there, getting 1 person signed up, getting 2 customers, and then that'll create a check. And I mean,
has it been a struggle sometimes for you?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's
not easy for you. Are you lying to me?
No, it's not easy, man. It's not easy, but the struggle is worth it.
Yeah.
Tell me that the struggle, and every person that has had success, that they've gone through struggles. So it's not just us. Every leader that we have talked to and try to get advice from, how do you keep the momentum going? They've struggled also. Yeah. Right. But guess what? They never quit. And, there was one person, I can't remember who it was, that said, hey, most people quit before the magic happens. And as soon as they start getting that magic, I mean, they're going to figure it out. And it's like, man, this is just a little bump in the road. We're going to continue going. Because even though all the success that you just told us right now, we still struggle, right?
Really?
So,
you still struggle now?
Oh, yeah. We still struggle because there's people that are going to come in and they're going to, get motivated, get their first little 2-3 checks, and then come to a halt and then come back a month later and want to get, that just happens, right?
Yeah.
But you just got to keep on going, right?
Yeah. Look at that. Oh my goodness. That's, it's impressive. People see you with $1 million already, and think like you got it made, and then, hey, this is it. I'm gonna coast it. You're not coasting, are you?
No, it's not coasting. I mean, they don't see the struggles down. I mean, there's a picture, that has, all your, the triumph. It's like a mountain. You reach the mountaintop, but then at the bottom, it has, neglect. It has, failures. It has all kinds of stuff, right? They only see the top, right? They only see, oh man, these guys are successful. They don't see all the work that you have to put in. I mean, we just came back from Ohio.
Yeah, it was a couple days ago.
It was 48 hours we were in Ohio. We came to Texas. We drove here, and now we're here. We were at.
Let's talk about how long the drive was. It wasn't like down the street. How long was it?
No. It was a 4-hour drive.
4-hour drive, and after this, where are you gonna go?
We're going back home, right?
4 hours back. Yeah,
another 4 hours back. Then we have an event tomorrow. Tomorrow all day, right? And then we got Ambit on the road.
Oh,
right? Ambit on the road. So it's work. It's hard work, but people only see, you know, on Facebook, on social media, they only see the fun part, right? Oh, we're taking pictures, we're having fun. But, you know, talking about Ohio, we just got back from Ohio, right? And it's like, what did you like about that? I mean,
yeah, it's a market everyone can attack. And I'm thinking, this is what I'm telling everyone, everything I'm doing to fill up that room, like 50 plus people that night, the energy was just vibrant. We had such a wonderful meeting. Everything I did, everyone else is capable of doing. Anyone can pick up a phone call and start calling. Anyone could just, here's a date, here's a time, you know, corporate's going to be there, Eric Johnstone, and next time Nate or Brandon could definitely be there too. They could be there. And it's not hard to pick up and invite in. Just say you had a 10% ratio, the 10% turnout, 20%. Someone had to make it happen. I believe that Ambit Energy is a movement. Bigger than you and me, bigger than Nate and Brandon, bigger than ourselves. It's a big movement that truly change lives. If people could just go in, be a part of this movement, work hard, dedicate themselves just for a couple years, where they could just gather a ton of customer consultants, systemize it, they can truly take the rest of life off.
Yes.
They can have that reoccurring income come in that they want to take a month, 2-month vacation. It's totally possible. I sat in that room. My belief level is already here. I don't believe Ambit can work. I just know Ambit works.
Yes, sir.
And for me to hold that mic and talk to those people and to convince them to see what I'm seeing, that's the hard part for me. Getting them there, a phone call, that's the part anyone could do.
Yes.
But for them to really see the vision, make this a life-changing opportunity for themselves, like it's happened for you and I, bro, that's the tough part.
I'm glad that you said that, you know, getting up there in the mic, and that's the hardest part, because, you know, when I first started this business, it's like my belief level was, because I never did anything like this, right? And I used to, when I went to the presentations, I sat in the back. And I was, you know, I'm not a judgy person, but I was observing, right? But I did go out there and say, okay, it's easy for every leader to go up there because you're already there and, you know, talk about your success. You're up there, but I didn't know the struggle that everyone went to, like yourself, you know, Kevin and Rose, the Brian McClures of, you know, and to be up there, you know, thank you for letting me host it, to be up there. Like, it's like,
we brought it.
Oh my goodness. It's like, I used to be in the back and now I'm up in the front telling my story. And it's like, and it's amazing. And hearing the testimonies of everybody. So, you know, the belief level, like I said, is top notch now, right? I know that Ambit works just like you, right?
It's a hot, favorable market. Like there's so much savings right now people can have. And I just wish they can see it. I can't want it for them. They got to want it for themselves. But just to see a bill and there's a potential 20% savings, it's a no-brainer.
That's huge.
Like sometimes I just want to like, pat, wake up, bro, wake up. You know, this is like, I'm saving you money. And, you know, they can have their reasons, a rhyme and reason not to sign up, whatnot. But free will is free will.
Yeah.
You put it in there.
Yeah.
And, Amazing. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
I do want to tell you something though, Matt. I've been, Jill and she's here. Oh my goodness. I've been out there every week for this past 2 weeks. 2 months. It's a grind. I've flown out there, and this is what I'm talking about, the failure struggles. I've flown out there. We had a meeting at 11. Everything confirmed, got there. The dude didn't show up. I mean, I had to jump on a plane, bam, book all these, and I waited, and nope, not easy. And then, a couple hours later, oh, sorry, I was busy, I forgot. Like, what? And then this is the things like, people think, hey, Tian, you're the Ohio dude. Like, oh, bro, it hurts.
Yeah, it hurts. Yeah, because you're spending your money, time away from family.
Yeah.
Right? To go meet a person that already confirmed, hey, I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
And then doesn't show up. That's hard. We have that in Houston also.
Yeah.
Like, so when we went into Ohio this week, I took my secret weapon. And that was Julia, right? That's my wife. I took her because she loves to talk to everybody, right? So she spoke to 50 people, probably invited all of them. And there were 30 people about 15 people that she got their number to follow up with. And then half of those confirmed that they were coming to the meeting. Well, guess how many people came to the meeting?
How many? Zero. Oh, it happens to you too?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It happens to us too. So, but are we gonna sit there and pout? And no, we just gotta follow up. It's called the follow-up system, right? So you just go and follow up with them, and and then they'll come in. Hey, maybe they'll come into our national code.
Oh my. They talk about the struggles. I think where's one thing we spoke about yesterday's dinner. I mean, thank you, Julia and Emerson, just for coming over and Jill cooking the meal there. And you said something to me I really wanted to be on the podcast. You said something about your struggles, not in business, but in life, about how you truly lived your childhood without electricity. And I think this story, I mean, if those who understand, a little bit about you and your personality, your life, Emerson, like a little, soft spot, if you can maybe share that if willingly.
Absolutely, man. When I was 7, my dad went to jail, right? My mom didn't know what to do because she was always a housewife and she wasn't the breadwinner, right? So dad went, and then she just couldn't afford to pay a light bill.
An electricity bill.
An electricity bill, right? And at that time in Houston, there was only one, so you couldn't choose anybody, right? So there's only one. So she fell behind, and she could not pay that electricity bill. So what we did was, hey, we borrowed, and it's not funny now, but I mean, it's funny now, but it wasn't then. But we got it from our neighbor, right? We connected an extension cord to our neighbor to connect it to the refrigerator. So at least we had a refrigerator. Our lights was candles, right? And then he figured out that his bill was going up, so he disconnected us. But my mom made some friends, and then we ran another 3-4 extension cords to theirs, put some little 2x4s so no cars, can ruin the extension cords. And we had that for like 6 months, right?
6 months.
6 months. So, man, ironically, I'm here doing electricity, right? It's like we're here trying to save people money and to keep their electricity on, because there are some people that are going through that. I mean, you don't necessarily have to be out of the United States to have hardships, right?
Yeah. There's hardships here.
There's hardships here. So there's families that we are, that we're helping out, right?
Yeah.
And that at the end of the night, I can go to sleep and say, hey, I'm helping someone.
Yeah, out of curiosity, would you have how do you shower?
Dude, talk about cold plunge. Those were cold showers.
Cold
man.
showers.
Cold
6
showers.
months,
6 months. 6 months, man.
Oh, that's a long time.
And I asked my mom recently. I was like, Mom, you sure that was 6 months? No, yeah.
Oh my
It was 6 months.
And you muscled it through, right?
Muscled it through, man. No complaints. And I come from my mom. That strength comes from her. There's nothing larger that she can go through,
She's a hero.
And yeah.
She's your hero. For sure.
She's my hero, man.
Great, man.
Yeah. Yep.
Amazing. Amazing. Yeah, and there's 2 things upon closing, and I just want to touch on 2 things. You've seen a ton of consultants. I'm talking about a ton. And I'm sure Nate and Brandon and all you guys work with a ton of them as well. It's everyone has their own little eyeball on it. What's a must-have quality, or must-have talent that you've seen someone who really made it from marketing all the way to national, millions, changing their lives, truly. And some of them just marketing and stayed marketing for 20 years. I don't know, Amazon 20 years, but 10 years or 1 year, doesn't matter. Then the needle never budged.
Yeah.
Something must have happened on that, because there's no boss in them. There's no clock in, clock out. You got to be here at 9 o'clock and leave at 5 and nothing like that. There is a talent somewhere. If you can eyeball it, where would it be?
Well, for me, and everybody's going to be different, right? But for me, it's going to be discipline, right? Without discipline, man, you can't get anything accomplished, right? Now, I will emphasize this. If you have a way to talk to people. I mean, that's a great trait. I mean, Julia is one of them, right? I wish I can go and be like her, but you just can't, right? Most people, you try to duplicate her and you just can't. So you got to figure out a way to do it. And I'll give you a perfect example. When I first started this business and I try to go talk to women, right? Wherever I went, right? They were giving me this look. I'm not giving you, information, right? So I had to tweak it. I was like, okay, what can I do to, get their information so we can start following up so I can show them the business. So ding, light bulb, and it was like, okay, I can tell her that, she was my girlfriend at the time. I can tell her that Julia,
your wife.
yeah, now she's my wife. I can tell her that Julia will give her a call. And just with that, it's like, oh yeah, they wrote their information down and then I gave it to Julia and she would, reach out to them. So, but getting back to discipline, right? Yeah. It starts with, in the morning, right? Soon as you wake up, if you don't have a routine on how you get your day started, you're not going anywhere, right? I saw you today. I observed you today. You was already, up and early in the morning.
Yeah.
Early bird gets the worm. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So, and that's how we are also, and then you start looking, you did your routine, went in the cold plunge, mine is, I go work out, and then in the sauna or anywhere else, I try to get my little minute with God.
With God,
right?
The good Lord,
right? And as I'm driving, I started doing the audio book of the Bible, right? So I start hearing His word. So, but that's just something that I just start implementing. But without fixing your bed in the morning, that's the very most important thing.
At least do that.
At least do that, right? And you start doing your business as like a routine and discipline. Hey, I have to do my business for this time to this time, right? And you start doing that as a habit.
Yeah.
I mean, then you start becoming disciplined, and you have to be motivated also, right? To do your business, to go get a check.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And you said something interesting yesterday, and I want everybody to know. I mean, there was one advice that Chris Chambliss gave you, right? And that was to, let people see it in a different way. I want you to talk about that. How did he tell you because you asked him a very specific question, a golden nugget. What was that golden nugget that he asked you?
Yeah, I asked him about what made Ambit so successful. And the system itself, we don't sell a product. We truly sell a type of freedom, not financial freedom. I'm not saying that at all. They sell like location freedom. It is a mobile money. Ambit Energy is an internet-based business, and let people see that, and they want to be free from location logistics. That's one thing. Two, it's free from product, free from tangible goods. So in other words, there's not a shampoo, soap that you have to always carry around and educate themselves on it. That alone itself will catapult anyone who's going to be in industry to learn quicker, learn faster. And they made it so easy. Truly, there's no college degree needed. And if the income is coming in so vast and the people can live off of the income, that's it. You got them. You got them. They're appreciated. There's recognition with Ambit. There's financial bonuses and benefits from it. Of course, you want to feed our family, have a lifestyle. Now, Ambit offers all that, all of that. And to me, I don't know why the world doesn't know about it. Our job is to let the world know about it. And they have to have like this general notion, okay, this is a good money-making machine. It's better than Uber, in my opinion. Uber Eats, DoorDash or whatever, Etsy, Fiverr. So if they could just jump on board and just really, know, just data entry it in, the customer get A numbers, C numbers, they could truly change the life how it has at you and mine.
Wow. Yeah. That resonated with me yesterday when you told me, because that's exactly what we did. We made Ambit, our go-to, right? Yep. That was going to be our moneymaker, right? If we had probably a business or any type of other business, Ambit wouldn't have came first, and we made it come first.
Yeah.
Right? That was our ATM pretty much, right? It's like, okay, how much do we need for bills? And we're just going to go out there and attack it and go do it. And in the process, you know, it created what we created now.
Nice.
Right.
Nice.
So that was awesome, man. I loved what you shared yesterday.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Now there's a cherry on top, and Julie, I want to ask you the same question as well. And I think it's good to have different perspective. Success, man. It's everyone wants it. Everyone strive for it. It's in your bone, blood. I mean, people who want to start a business want to have a successful business. What is your definition of success?
Definition of success for me is, you know, going out there. When we talked about the electricity, not having electricity, right? If I can go to bed, you know, every single day, and I helped at least one family have their electricity on, right? One business partner, you know, receive a check, you know, customer to consultant every single day. If I've done that, I mean, that's the definition of a successful day for me. And in the process, I mean, success is going to come for us anyways, right?
Yeah.
Because it's by default, because we're out there helping people. And by helping people, we create our own success, you know, by helping them. So that's a successful day for me, right? Man, it doesn't get any better than that, right?
And you get reward for it too.
You get reward for helping people.
I know, like they're paying you to do what you love. Like what?
I know. So it's just crazy. It's just crazy to think that, you know, it's that easy, right? There's struggles, but it's that easy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? To go out there and just help someone.
Oh my goodness. Well, there you got. There you have it, y'all. It's just Emerson. Thank you, man. Just
man,
thank you for being on here.
Me, man.
Jump on here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, share it with you.